guest for the Rouge-On Charity Chat is Dexter Darden. You look at hold on, that's you.
That's me.
You're waiting on to see who.
I'm looking around to see who it is. I guess I am from the Maze Runner, and I do love Rouge-On, so I'm guessing it's me.
All right, Dexter. So before we get into the Rouge-On Chat, I want to know, when did you realize you had a passion for voluntary work?
I think at a very young age, because if it wasn't for volunteering and charity work, I would have never started acting and doing music and dancing. I went to a camp for kids with special needs and blood diseases called the Hole in the Wall Game Camp, which is a camp funded by a charity that was created by Paul Newman for kids with special needs and blood diseases. And I have sickle cell anemia, so I wasn't qualified to be able to go. And through that camp, I got to go completely taken care of by volunteers and dance and sing for the first time and do things that I never would have thought I could have. And so because of that, I think I kind of got the bug for acting through that camp. And I also got the bug for giving back because, I think it's so important because there's people who aren't necessarily as fortunate as we are now. I mean, I was once that kid. And so, if we can keep opening doors and opportunities for other people, then that's kind of what I love about Rouge-On so much.
And I want to know, how did you get involved, right on that note?
How did I get involved with Rouge-On?
Yeah.
Actually, through Clarity and through King Bash, through Andrew, they texted me after we started hanging out a lot, because I actually knew Andrew for a long time, but Clarity has become one of my best friends, and so he was like, dude, I really think that you would be a great, candidate to get involved and to help give back and to come to Jamaica with us and help teach these kids some, work. And I said, well, I would love to. Just give me the comfort, give me the information.
Yeah.
And so, I reached out to Mama Bachelor, and then we set it up from there. And so this was about 3 years ago. I got started in charity and been going ever since, and I love it.
All right. And in terms of your role with Rouge-On Foundation in Jamaica, because you were turning up yesterday, helping with the turkey giveaway. This is probably the third time doing turkey giveaway. Yeah. But back home in Jamaica, where we have the major outreach activity, what exactly is your role there?
So, I think because we have so many actors, I tend to drift to the music side because music's a big part of my life. I mean, I grew up singing in church and sing now professionally and write music for other artists professionally. So I still on the side of acting. There's a lot of people don't know that, but I'm a little guy in the studio with the pen. And so I give back in the music side.
Yeah.
Whenever we have our workshops, it's important because there's so many talented kids there, like kids who can sing, kids who want to dance. And so me, Daystorm Power, and Janina, we try to really create an environment with that music workshop that just allows the kids to express every aspect of music.
Yeah.
Whether it's creating a beat by stumping and clapping, or whether it's doing a dance because people are stumping and clapping.
I remember you guys were singing Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
That was it was amazing. I mean,
no pun intended. Yeah.
So even that, and seeing how into it they were, putting together all that, it's like an orchestra.
Yeah.
That was kudos. I couldn't.
Oh, well, you know what? These kids, they're so knowledgeable about music.
Yeah.
But they just don't really know what it is. So if you sing this note over this note, that's harmony. That's called singing in 3 parts or 4 parts. And they can pick it up like that. And they're just so knowledgeable and so aware of everything that's going on inside of music in general. So it's great to be able to bring that to light and have these kids sing a song like Amazing Grace, which we all know and love.
Sing it, and actually to sing it very well.
Yeah, they sing it real well.
Yeah, let's just
like when they start singing, I don't even want to sing with them. I'm like, y'all got this one. I'll go ahead.
But in the your third year with the Rouge-On Foundation, I'm sure there's at least one kid that stood out. There's multiple.
There's multiple. I think every year, because when we do our workshops, everybody gets an MVP, and every year we have a different MVP for a different reason. And so I remember, maybe it was because it was my first year, but there was this young girl. She was about 14, and she was shy. Really, really, really shy, and really, really, in the back of the class when we're doing the workshops, and not necessarily coming up and just getting involved immediately. And so, I went back and I sat down and I talked with her, and I said, well, what do you like to do?
Yeah.
You're here in this music workshop for a reason, so what do you like to do? Do you like to dance? Do you like to write music? Do you like to produce? She said, I really like to sing. And I said, well, why don't you come sing with us? And she got up, and she was in the back for the first 15 or 20 minutes of the workshop.
Whoa.
And then right after that, she just came out singing, and she ended up leading our chorus and singing Amazing Grace at the end of the day.
And I mean, that's from the motivation from you. So
and she motivated me to help him too.
And it's good that you actually remember that. That's significant.
She was I think she was about 13 or 14.
And you know, that's the thing with Rojan Foundation. There's, you know, it's a foundation so focused on encouraging you to do your best. Pretty much. You know, for example, that case, she's shy. If she was there or she didn't have the opportunity to come to this workshop, probably she wouldn't have been motivated.
That's true.
Then, that's true. And having you there, being able to do that and push her, that's really what we're about.
That's true.
So I'm happy that you're able to share that with us.
You know, we hear from them on social media too, like through Twitter and through Instagram, and they say thank you, and you know, they keep us updated on what's going on. And I think that's what makes Rojan so special. It's just because not only do we get the opportunity to go there and teach these kids, but in a way we get a chance to build a relationship with them. And follow their journey and follow what they're interested in and what they want to pursue and how they're going to pursue it. And so it's really a special thing.
Okay. All right. And in terms of you walking away from the foundation, walking away from each visit to Jamaica, what exactly is it that you take with you each time?
I think the one thing I take back, and I know we give back a lot to those kids, but they give back to us 10 times over. And I think I take back just a humbleness of being able to be aware that we should not take anything for granted. And yes, we're fortunate enough to go there and teach the kids and work with the kids, but we're also blessed enough to be able to get what we get back from those kids. The enriching and knowing that, you know, teaching music can be exciting, or learning acting can be exciting. So it just lets me know, like, not to get complacent, because, you know, we've been doing this for a long time, and I've been in my industry for a long time, you know, 10 plus years. And so it's easy for me to, when I don't get an audition, to not be too happy about it. Or like when that meeting or that callback or that offer doesn't go through, it's easy for me to be upset about it. But when you go to Jamaica and you teach these kids something that you love, but they learn it for the first time, it just kind of helps you keep what you do brand new. And really not take it for granted. And so that's it.
And I mean, on that note of taking things for granted, I know that as volunteers, it can be tedious. It can be emotionally draining sometimes.
For sure.
How do you combat that by staying motivated to inspire?
You know, that's a great question. But because it gets emotionally draining, I think, and physically draining at times too.
1 week. 1 week in Jamaica.
It's 1 week and it's full speed ahead. You know, especially for a guy like you who's doing everything. So making sure we get the lunches, who's in what workshops, so forth and so on. Because it gets emotionally draining, you have to find something that keeps you going. And you know, every morning it could wake up, and for somebody else it could be something different. But for me, it's finding that kid in the back of the classroom who didn't want to sing a song, you know, and then 15 minutes later she's leading Amazing Grace. So even when I'm at my lowest of lowest, or when I'm the most tired, when we've had a 5 a.m. get on the bus to go do an interview, and then we go straight to workshops, and we workshops all day, that just little iota of being able to inspire somebody who hasn't had the chance to be inspired yet is what keeps me going.
All right. Sure. And what's next for Dexter?
Oh, well, I'm been so blessed to have a great year. I have a film coming out at the top of next year. It's called Burden. And it's with Forrest Whitaker, Usher, and Garrett Hedlund.
We just got that exclusive peek into that.
Yeah, you did. You just got an exclusive peek. It hasn't even been announced yet, but look forward sometime in March or April of next year.
Okay.
And so that'll be coming out. And I'm also doing my first musical, my first live theater show out here in LA. It's a Broadway show originally called Invisible Thread, and it's now making its way over here to LA, and I'm part of the original LA cast.
Sweet. So, when can we expect that?
Well, it's going to be happening from February all the way to April. So if you guys are in LA anytime through February and April, feel free to come by and check it out. We'll be down at the Wallace Theater in Beverly Hills, so it should be pretty fun.
That's some great work, Dexter, and I'm sure you'll be able to probably teach Broadway in Jamaica.
Absolutely, one day, just teaching Broadway songs, Hamilton, and have them rapping and doing whatever they want to do.
But I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to sit with us and have this chat. And of course, like Dexter, you could continue to support the Rujan Foundation. We have our website, rujanfoundation.com, where you can donate. These guys are giving a lot. They're giving time, they're giving money, they're giving support, and you can do the same. So rujanfoundation.com, donate, and of course you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Rujan Nation. Thank you so much, Dexter.
Thank you.
We're just looking forward to great things.